In this video I'm gonna show how to make a e-commerce app where you can enter some clothes or some products that you want, and this will be able to the user to see the products, to see the image, and send an email for the people that are behind the app, so they can buy the products of the app. So in the first screen we are going to make some adjustments. First of all, we are going to make a new horizontal arrangement. Few parents for height. We're gonna put some new vertical arrangement. This one here is going to be the menu part, where you're gonna have some options, and this one here is going to be the main, where all the functionalities are going to appear here. So this one here, we're going to put height fill parent, and this one here pixel 0. This one here fill parent and fill parent. We're gonna call this one menu and this one main. In the main menu we're going to have horizontal arrangement, with 48 pixels of height and fill parent. Here we're gonna put the menu button. When you click it, it's going to go to the menu arrangement, and also the name of the app that you want. So here you're gonna have a button. This one is menu button. We're gonna give this 25 pixels. Center and align center, align left. Here we're gonna put a label to put some space between the button and the left part of the screen. The button, you can use this equal sign and put a big size of the font. Or you can use some image on the button. You can upload the button and use it as the menu button. Here you're gonna have the name of the app. Now the next thing is to put another horizontal arrangement, and this one is gonna have two buttons. This one is going to be the button arrangement. I'm gonna put some colors here, so it's going to be cyan. This one here, light green. The first button is going to be the type of products. Fill parent for this one, and 48 pixels for this one. The next one is going to be 44 pixels for the height, and fill parent. This one's the list of products. So type button, products button. Now we need another vertical arrangement, two vertical arrangements. This one here is going to be for the type of products, and this one here is the list of products. This one here is going to be invisible when it first starts the app, and this one here is the first one, so it's gonna be visible. This one is the type, and this one here is the products. Also fill parent for both. Cyan, and the color cyan. And this one here we're gonna put a list view. I'm gonna call it list of types. And the second one, list of products. Okay, now we're gonna go to the block parts. when it initializes the screen, we are going to put the menu button, now the type button, type input height for 45 pixels, the product button to 44 to the product button, and the type button 48. When we click the type button, I'm gonna copy this one, the vertical arrangement type, it's going to be visible, and the products type is going to be false. When we click on the products button, the type button is going to be 44 and the products type is going to be 48. The arrangement type is going to be false and the arrangement products is going to be true. I'm gonna put another color to the second one so we can see the difference. So let's test these first buttons. So when you click this one here, it's on the list of type of products. When you click on products, we're going to see the list of products. The menu button is not showing. I'm gonna check this one. Is it visible? Visible. Black. We need a login base, a login system for the the person is going to buy, and also a login type of a login system for the owner of the app or the admin. So here we're going to put a button and we're going to call it admin. We're gonna use a admin button. Okay, so now we have administrator button. We're gonna need a new screen. Login. When we click on the admin button, when we click the admin button, we are going to the next screen. Login. Actually, I'm gonna use this login screen for both of the administrator and also I'm gonna use it for the administrator and also for the user. So what we're going to do here is to use the tiny database when the person clicks on this button. It's gonna save under the tag login the value admin. In the login we are going to have two login and password enters. So we're going to have the administrator one and also the user one. So in this administrator one we're going to have the password text box, the enter button, and the text box. So this one here is text box for admin. Password for admin. And this one here is the button for admin enter. I'm going to put some labels to give some space. So when we first initialize, we're going to need a tiny database too. So going on storage, tiny database, we're gonna use the tiny database get value under the tag login. And here so we're gonna use a if statement, compare texts, so when you click on the admin button, administrator button on the first screen, it's going to save the under the tag login the name admin. So when it comes here, it's going to show only this arrangement here. The other one is going to be invisible. So what we're going to do here is to put the first arrangement visible, to true, and the second one to false. Actually is an else if. We're going to use an else if. We're going to use another button on the first screen under the menu, and we're going to call it login also, the tag, but when we're going to save on the database, we're going to save under user, and it's going to show the administrator as false, and the visible one is going to be the user one. This one here is going to be invisible, and you're going to use the same outfit. We're going to use the text box, the password text box, and the button. one here is button user, enter. This one here is password user. And this one here is text box user. I'm gonna put some labels to make some space. So back on the screen one, on the menu, we're gonna put here, just to see the space, we're going to use a horizontal arrangement with 48 pixels of height. Here is going to show the name of the user. And here, this one is gonna be called label name of user. Now we're going to use another horizontal arrangement. The menu arrangement, we're going to put the color of orange. This one here also orange. We're going to have a button to enter to make a login for the user, so it's going to be the login user button. So it's going to be named as user login button. We're going to use a horizontal arrangement with the color white, height of 1 pixel, and fill parent. So it's going to divide these two buttons here. We're going to use another horizontal arrangement. This one here. Another button for this one here is going to be for register user. Another one, another horizontal arrangement with the height of 1 pixel, color white, and fill parent. Now the menu we're going to put back to 0 pixels. The button user login, we're going to copy this, the admin one, but instead we're going to use user as the value to store, and we're going to the screen login. The register button, button, is going to the register screen. We're going to add a new screen called register. Now let's go to the login, the screen one. I'm gonna use an image here. We're going to use the main as 100%, and the menu is 0 pixels. So when we first enter the screen, first enter the menu. Is 0, and the main menu is 100%. So the vertical arrangement type is going to be visible, and the list of products invisible. Okay, now when we click the menu button, we're going to use a if statement. We're going to put a logic of equals. So when the menu is equal 0, we're going to put the menu arrangement and also the main menu. This one is 30 and this one 100. The menu percent is going to be 0 and the main 100. So back here I forgot to put this as light green, and the default color of the text white. This one here also light green, bold, and white. On the login, I'm gonna put this one as a different color so you can see when he enters that this one is for the user and this one is for the administrator. Let's go to screen 1, Sport. Okay, now when we click the menu, it's going to show the user login button and the register user button. When you click menu back, it's going to come back to the main part of the app. Okay, here clicking on administrator, you're going to see only the admin and the password for the admin. Coming back here on the register, the user login, when you click it, it's going to the user and the password for the user. Okay, now we're going to use the Firebase database to store and register a user. So first of all, we're going to build the register screen. We're going to use a vertical arrangement. We're going to use a text box. Two passwords. And a button for register. Enter a username, password 1 and password 2. Register button. And the labels to put some space between the components. Okay, now we're going to use the Firebase database. You need an account on Firebase. I already have one. I'm going to build a new project. The rules have to be set to true. We're going to need this link here as the Firebase URL. And also the under project settings the key. So when you come here, we're going to use the register button. When you click it, we're going to use a if statement to check if the text box is empty. If the password is empty, and the second password is empty. You're going to need a notifier. So if everything or one of the components is empty, we're going to show a message. If now we're going to check if the two passwords are equal. Now we're going to store the we're going to use the Firebase store value to store the username, the values to store a list of sublists. So we're going to use this one. I'm going to use one of the passwords, and here we're going to use the tag as username and this one as password. When we finish it, storing the values, we are going to put the two fields to nothing. And now it's going to go back to screen 1. You can also put, when you start the value, to go to the login screen. But if you need that, if you want that, you will need a tiny database with the same system as the register one, as the screen one, where we put this star value login, and here you're going to use the user. So when you save this here of the tiny database, the tag under login and user, and you go to the login page, it's going to appear only this part here, the user part, and not the administrator part. And also we're going to use a notifier to show that we have registered. So now back to the login. We're going to need a notifier and also the Firebase component. We're gonna get this key here. And this URL. So when the user clicks on the button use enter, we're going to need a if statement. We're gonna use a if statement, and then we're going to check if the text box user camp field is empty. And also the password. If one of them are empty, we're gonna use a message. If this is not empty, they put the username and the password. We're gonna use now the Firebase got value and the Firebase get value. The tag is going to be the text box user. When it calls the text box user, we're gonna need two variables, name and password. So the name, we're gonna use the look in pair keys. So the key is what we put on the register as username on the register screen. Here our username, and the password is for the password. And the pair is going to be the value Now we're going to use a if statement. We're gonna compare the username that we are getting from the database that is set in this variable. If it's equal to the text box user that the user filled on the field, and also the password. The password we got from the database under the username. We're gonna check if it's equal to the password that the user passed to the system. If it's okay, it's gonna go back to the screen 1. It needs a time database. So it's gonna store under the tag username. I'm gonna put as username 1, and the value to store is going to be the variable name. If it's not equal, we're gonna use a notifier to show a message saying that the username or password are incorrect, or the user is not registered. Okay. Now for the admin, you can use a system based on the user part, but as if you're going to have just one admin account, I'm gonna use a simple system here on the without the Firebase. We're gonna just use a compare system. So when we click the admin, we're gonna have the same if statement here, but instead it's going to be the admin and here the admin password. Here we're going to use an else if, so we're going to use here we're going to use the admin and the password register here in the code on the blocks. So we're gonna compare texts. If the admin text is equal to anything you want, here I'm gonna put as super user, and the password is equal to 1 2 3 4 5 6. Then we're gonna go to the screen named as admin screen. So here it's a simple login system where the user is going to be super user and the password this one here. Every time that you want to change the username for the admin or the password, you need to go to the blocks here and change here. That's the only thing you have to be aware. Now we're gonna need a new screen. So now back to the screen 1, we are going to get the label name of the user. When it's logged, it's going to change this here to the username that entered on the login screen. So what we need to do is go to the blocks, change the name of the label, using the time database, the tag username 1 that we used on the register, on the login. Here we're going to save the username when it's logged under the name that it's registered. It's gonna go back to the screen one. We're gonna get that name from here and change the name of this label as the name of the user. This part here is going to the initialize block. If the tag is not there, register a user name or account. So what that's going to do is when it's logged, this part here is gonna change for the name of the user. So let's test the login system. Okay, first we're going to try the administrator login. We enter here super user, enter the password. It's gonna go to the admin screen. Now we're gonna try the user one. If we try anything, it's going to appear that message that you don't have a username registered, or the username and password are incorrect. So what we need to do is come here on register user. We're gonna use the register one. When you register, it's came here to the first screen, and now you can log in. I'm gonna show here on the Firebase. We register the user as Superfly, the username Superfly, and the password this one here. So when you get back to the login page for the user, enter, it comes to the screen one, but now the register user. It's appear here on the user part, just to show that it's working. Let's try another password. It shows the same message. So now I'm gonna end this video here, and the next part is going to be the admin screen, where we're going to register type of products. We're going to register the products, and also the products page, where you can see the image of the product and also the price of the product. Okay, goodbye.